incidence of waste and post-harvest losses of some perishable foods, especially fruits and vegetables, due to physical and mechanical damages caused by poor packaging and handling is an issue of major concern in Nigeria. Experts believe there is need for a systematic study to select and adopt a new packaging method for perishable goods like tomatoes and other to minimize post-harvest losses. Having identified the importance of reducing these losses, well, the use of plastic crates was re-emphasized today at a workshop organized by Horti Nigeria for the transportation and movement of perishable crops. Well, this is what we'll be looking at today on Nigeria Today, how this will impact the agricultural sector and improve our perishable, the packaging, the movement of our perishable goods, and of course, affect the prices of goods in the market. These and others we'll be looking at on our program today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ikaria Clinton. Joining us in the studio for the conversation is Shehu Usman. He's Executive Chairman of Mile 12 International Market, Lagos. It's good to have you in Nigeria today.
Thank you very much.
Also with us in the studio for the conversation is Chiaka Ikechukwu. He's the Inclusive Finance Needs, Horti Nigeria. It's good to have you in Nigeria today.
Thank you.
So, we're looking at, a very, very, will I say, when it comes to food, actually, a lot of Nigerians get, in fact, all Nigerians get interested when it has got to do with something concerning food. Now, we're talking of how to reduce post-harvest losses for perishable crops. Now, I'll start with you, Chiaka. Tell us, how far has this problem, gone? How bad is it in Nigeria?
Okay, the issue of post-harvest losses with respect to the perishable crops has been ongoing for a long time. Studies have shown that we lost between 40 to 50% of perishable crops as they are transported from the farm gate to the market. So it has been an ongoing issue, which Horti Nigeria is also working on to contribute to providing solution to such a challenge.
So, before I let you go, you also tell us about this program today that you talked about packaging and of course movement of these non-perishable or perishable crops. Talk to us about this program. Why the use of plastic crates and why not usual baskets?
Okay, I will speak a little about the program. The program is organized by the Horti Nigeria program, a Dutch-funded program, to bring in all the stakeholders in the agricultural and financial sector together to discuss how to unlock finance for the horticulture sector. But during the workshop, the issue around post-harvest losses was re-emphasized because of Horti Nigeria's contribution to increasing the number of post-harvest plastic crates in the country to also contribute to reducing post-harvest losses. So the Horti Nigeria program is working with the National Tomato Plastic Dealers and Marketers Association and also some financial service providers to ensure there is increase in circulation of plastic crates with the major aim of contributing to the reduction of post-harvest losses in the country.
Okay, now talk to us, Shehu. You're the executive chairman of My 12 International Market, Lagos. Of course, I know My 12 as one of the markets where we have a lot of, perishable crops like tomatoes,
Yeah.
and the rest of them. So tell us, what are some of the challenges that you've been encountering in trying to transport or package or handle some of these our crops?
So many challenges. The business of perishable items are highly risk, right from the farming to the markets. Highly risk. These are things that you cannot hold. Whenever it's ripe in the market, in the farm, you must bring them down to the market and sell. So along the line, you plant your tomato, and of course, you are expecting to bring the tomato to the market, either local market or even the bigger market like Market Market. And you are now having a serious problem of transportation. A little lorry that will bring that tomato from your farm to the local market, and to the local market to the bigger market. You face challenges. You may end up not having those lorries. Then you'll be losing your items. At the same time, you have bad road from those villages to the city center. The roads are so bad. You understand me? So this is a high risk something. And again, at the same time, when you are bringing this crop from, let's say, Kano to our Lagos State, you also face the challenge of the road. These roads are so bad. If there's anything we need from federal government, the roads are so bad that we want them to do it for. Because if you are bringing tomato from the north, for instance, you spend 2 days or 3 days, you are bound to lose huge amount of money, because the roads is bad. And of course, the tomato you put inside, some maybe in a raffia basket, not even in the normal crate. Crate will give you some leverage. You may not lose, at least.
Yeah,
but
because I was about coming to that, what impact would these crates, these plastic crates, have on these on the movement of these goods?
they are, in fact, it's 100% okay. The raffia basket, which we normally know as, you might call it akpere, you call it kondo, this normal local basket, we are losing virtually 70%, 40% of our crops from the north to the south. It will spoil, the basket will choke it, some are bad, it will continue getting bad until it even comes to the market. But in this raffia basket, this breeze everywhere. There will be breeze everywhere. Do you have any issue with it? You maybe have 2% or 3% of it compared to the, and in terms of even making more money, you make more money in raffia basket, in a crate than the raffia basket. So there's improvement. For them, horticulture is like, they are like angel to us. When this initiative comes in, yes, some people are thinking, how can we just convert to, crate? But when we start using the crate, we see there are a lot of difference. In fact, the differences is very huge.
Yeah. I know in other clans, like let's say the US, I see where crates are used, rubber crates are used to move some of these perishables to the final consumer. So in view, keeping the food security in view, what effort are you making to assist some of these farmers? Some of them will say it will kind of be a little bit of expensive for them. It will cost a lot. So what effort are you making to ensure that these crates get to these, will I say, the traders or the farmers now, to get these crops across to us that are the consumers?
Okay. We are doing a lot to support the farmers with respect to the plastic rate and also reduction of post-harvest losses. First, we engage especially the My 12 market, those in the rental business, to understand the business, understand their needs. Then we discovered that there is need to increase the number of crates available. So if these crates are not available, the farmers will not even get it, because they need the crate at the farm gate. As they harvest, they need the crate to pack the tomato or pepper, pack them before sending them to the market. So if we don't have much crate in circulation, that would be a big challenge. So the first focus is to support them to increase the number of crates in circulation. And while we engage them, we discovered that many of them are using personal fund to do the business. Okay, so we sought for financial service providers that have good, suitable financial products for them, because most banks, remember, these plastic crates are movable assets. Most banks don't fund movable assets. So we are able to get one of the leasing company, Lecom Finance.
There's no need to mention their
Yeah,
names.
okay.
Except you want to pay for advert now.
Yeah, okay. So they were able to provide such credit facilities for them. At what we've done so far is about 25,000 crates. We've supported them to get that, and also we are working together through the program we just had. A linkage with NISA was initiated, and we are also looking at up to 100,000 crates to increase the number of crates so that the smallholder farmers will also access them. Because when they are much, the supply is much, the price will always come down.
Yes, I was coming to that, Usman. How will this, introduction of these crates impact the prices of food? Because at the end of the day, that is what every Nigerian wants, the reduction, the prices of the food to come down. So how would this impact?
You see, the issue, particularly these our products, whenever it is so expensive or whatever, I find it difficult to understand why people are even blaming the traders of this particular business. Because tomato, even in your house, no matter how economic you are, when you buy tomato and keep it for your house for like 2 weeks, you know something's going to happen to it. How much more will the sellers that will always want you to bring it to market and sell it immediately? So it's a demand. It depends on demands. But for instance, from November, December, January, February, March, April, up to May, you have tomato that come from the north abundantly. They came from everywhere, except there's maybe along the line there is issue of maybe tuta absoluta or any disease. But if there's no any disease or any pandemic or thereabout, everything will be fine. And the tomato will be very less. People will get it at cheaper price. Because nobody selling these items will think of increasing the price. You are selling at a risk. Everything about our business is highly risk. Because, for instance, somebody who is bringing tomato from Kano to Mile 12, and already people from Kaduna are bringing as well, people from Bauchi, it's not a market that will say, okay, people from Kaduna bring 10 trucks. No. Everybody bring it at will.
Time, yes.
At will. So, when you come and see the market, the demand of the market much, yes, you make more money. But when the demand is less, you lose your tomatoes in the market. So it's a high risk business that you cannot hide it. There's absolutely nothing you can do to hide tomato. We don't even have a cold van where you can keep them. Even if you are keeping them, how long will you keep them? So it's a challenge. It's a business that we really, maybe that's why banks doesn't lend us money, except for this crate that Holti Nigerian introduce us to the banks. They can easily give us some money, but nobody care about us. Nobody.
Okay, we'll take a short break now. The conversation will continue after the break. Don't go away.
It's also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow, under digital economy, for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different? We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that our questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today. Welcome back. This is still Nigeria Today. Of course, we are looking at the reduction of post-harvest losses for perishable crops. And I have two gentlemen here with me in the studio. Now, coming back to you, Ikechukwu, when you talk about storing food in rubber, when you say plastic crates, over time we've heard about what the side effects of this plastics. So, tell us, is there no side effects of, storing these perishable crops in these plastic crates?
Okay. To the best of my knowledge, for now, we've not really identified any side effect, because, you know, when you talk about side effects with the use of plastic materials, it has to do with temperature. If you use them to store hot materials, I believe there's chemical reaction, or though I'm not an expert in that area. But for the tomato, these are freshly harvested product with good room temperature, and they are transported. Like the chairman mentioned, there's aeration because of the space in the crate. So air enters and goes out. So there's proper aeration. So at this point, except there is a research conducted on that, but at this point, to the best of my knowledge, there's no side effects of storing fresh produce using tomato plastic crate.
The area, I will add to what you said.
Okay.
The area because it's just about analysis and also looking at what are the indices, kind of. The area we found that maybe probably the side effect is where the crate is being kept. You know, perhaps some people will urinate, people that have TV may spit on it, you know, so it's there. Then we have an option for that. That is to have a washing machine for the crate. That whenever the crate comes to Lagos or anywhere in the country, we have a machine that will wash the crate and return them back to the north. Of course, we are discussing with the machines owners, and we are also looking forward to horticulture to see Nigeria to see how they can assist us in getting those machines.
I wouldn't blame you if you say horticulture, because when you say horti, the next thing that comes to my mind is horticulture. So Usman, beyond the provision of plastic crates, are there other areas you think other stakeholders should come in to assist, traders, farmers, to ensure that at the end of the day we have food security, which is of course one of the aims of this government?
Honestly, they may not come.
No, just
that's when we see people like Healthy Nigerian coming to us, it's like we see angels. This business has been ongoing for donkey years, and it remains stagnant. The same person selling tomato is still the same person selling tomato. But you can see every day people are advancing in selling oil and gas, mining. These are the concentration of government. That's the truth. Nobody wants to listen to us to say, look, what's happening? And I'm sure you, before you come out today, you must have eaten tomato or onions. Almost everybody has eaten that. But why didn't you look into that business and look at the people and say, look, these people who are producing this thing for us, how do we even take care of them? Nobody does, honestly. Nobody. I'm telling you, this is a national, nobody does.
So, just
you ever seen something?
Yeah, just to add, you are talking about how they can be helped.
Yeah, beyond, just the
plastic. I think
crates.
If you ask every farmer their challenge, the first thing they will mention is finance. You ask them again, they will say finance. You ask the third time, they will mention finance. So first, I will suggest if there are intervention programs that will subsidize the rate at which farmers get this funding from financial institutions and other funding opportunities. Like we'll have programs that have intervention funds that reduced the rate. Then other one is market, access to market. Okay, if there is a proper structured market for them, though for Hot Nigeria, the farmers we are working with, we have a unit that creates market, link them to My 12 and other markets. So, but I'm talking generally for smallholder farmers. They need funding at cheap rate, funding also that suits their business cycle, their production cycle. Like some financial institutions give them loan, they want them to start paying on a monthly basis. These farmers need to plant and wait for 3 to 4 months before they'll harvest and start making money. So if such loan products are structured to match their harvest period production cycle, it also helps. So funding, market, and good infrastructure, like you mentioned, bad roads, that also affects their profit. Thank you.
So how can I also ensure that the use of this plastic conform to international best practice? Because I've seen situations where certain things come down to Nigeria and it's been abused. So
I think one of the areas this issue of abuse can come in is the hygiene. Okay, the hygiene, how it's being handled. Like he mentioned, the conversation is ongoing. I think the last time I visited the market, they want to get the crate washer, but I don't know if they've started. So if proper hygiene is, taken care of, I think that's for me the major part we need to look into to ensure best practice with respect to international standard. Hygiene of the crate is important.
Okay, so Usman, tell us, are you involving all your members in this, or just a select few?
No, it's everybody. Just about what you said, we have the crates we have now are not enough. Several, even from the south, even in the southern side of the country, we have Oyo, we have Ogun, we have Oshun. They bring items to the market as well. When it is November, December up to January, about for 3 months, we have items from the southern side of the country to the market. All of them, none of them using nobody is using crates. They're all using baskets. And because the crate is too expensive for them, and there's nobody that will finance them to put those tomatoes in a crate, that's what they're still bringing. So let me say something,
Usman. Is it that the crates are expensive, or they just feel that they can't afford it? Because it's where they make money.
Who's making money?
I mean, the farmers and the traders, they make money during because of
farmers doesn't make money, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm sure you can't do the business. Once you do it once, perhaps if you don't trust the person, you say the person is cheating. Honestly, it's like a gamble. Honestly, like a gamble. You can bring tomato worth of 500,000 naira to tomato 12, and you make 3 million naira. You understand me? You can bring tomato worth of 5,000 in tomato 12, and you end up going back home with 200,000 naira. So how do you do? How do you sort it? It's a highly gamble business. That's why we know people doesn't want to come and assist us. But we'll keep putting head. We must make sure that Nigeria doesn't go hunger. We must make sure people like you eat your tomato, eat your onions, and take care of yourself.
So, what will be your closing thought on this matter?
You said?
What will be your closing thought on this this matter of reducing losses, post-harvest losses?
Yeah, I think my closing thought is going to be a collective effort. The public sector, the government, the private sector, and the end users. Everyone, we need to put hands together to ensure we reduce post-harvest loss. For the government, the government should invest in infrastructural development. Okay, having good roads, having cold rooms or pack houses, along the corridor. People coming from the north to the south, I think at different points there should be cold room or pack houses. Then the cost of some of this having a cold van is high. If the government will also invest to support the farmers, that will also help them. For the public and private sector,
I was about to come to that, because you always say, you just say the government. What about other stakeholders?
Yes, other sector. For the private sector, they also need to help the farmers and all the players in the horticulture or agricultural value chain by providing some forms of soft loan grants, and that will also help the sector.
Thank you very much. That was Chiaka Ikechukwu, is Inclusive Finance Needs Hoti Nigeria. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Welcome.
And of course, we had Shehu Usman, the Executive Chairman of Micro International Market, Lagos. Thank you for coming on the program. And thank you for being part of this program. I'm Ikaria Clinton. Goodbye.